70% more energy without exercising. How many of you would like that? All right, a lot of hands are going up here in my class. I want to talk to you about your energy system. Now, in the 7 Systems Plan course, we've learned that your mitochondria are what produce energy inside your cells. And your body has hundreds of thousands of mitochondria, and some cells have a lot more. The brain cells tend to have more the neuron brain cells tend to have more mitochondria. In fact, they can have 1,000 in one cell. And your brain uses a lot of energy. It uses about 25% of the energy in your body, so it needs a lot of these mitochondria. Think of them as little factories that crank out energy. They're very powerful. They produce 10,000 times more energy pound for pound than the sun does. However, they're kind of fragile, and by age 50, a lot of people have depleted their body of mitochondria or have made them dysfunctional. So I want to talk a little bit about mitochondrial dysfunction. We know from studies that it is a major factor, not a minor one, a major factor in obesity, diabetes, and hypertension, which we are plagued with. And they think there could be something to this depletion or dysfunction, maybe it being a survival mechanism. So think of it this way. If you don't have any food coming in, you're going to want to burn less calories, and that's what the mitochondria do. And you're also going to want to store more fat if you don't have food coming in. Now, that used to be a helpful thing to help people survive for long periods of time, but do we need to do that in America today? No, we don't. So mitochondrial dysfunction is not a good thing. And they did an interesting study looking at fructose, which is a sugar, and sodium, as in salt. And to review, high fructose foods would include fruit juice, which we don't encourage you to use, sugary soft drinks like colas, dried fruit like sweetened cranberries, canned fruits, especially if they're in a syrup, and honey, up to 40% fructose, all things I encourage you not to use on the 7 Systems Plan, but also sweetened fruit yogurt, apple pie, a Burger King Whopper loaded with fructose, and sauces. All you can do is read the label, and what are you going to see on that label, class? High fructose corn syrup or sugar. And high fructose corn syrup is the really bad one. And even salad dressings. Do you know the #1 ingredient in some salad dressings is high fructose corn syrup? So we don't want these foods coming in, and they come in a lot in America. If we look at sodium, breads and rolls, pizza, sandwiches, cold cut and cured meats, soups, burritos and tacos, and savory snacks and processed food. Almost all processed food is loaded with sodium. In fact, it's one of 3 things considered needed to make things have the bliss factor, which just means you can't control yourself, you want to eat more. If it's got sodium and fat and sugar, it nails that category. So for the study, they took 36 overweight and pre-hypertensive patients. Now that's basically half the population of my city that's in that category. And they either put them on a low sodium diet or a low sodium and low fructose diet, and then they followed them for 8 weeks. Now before the study, they took their white blood cells and evaluated the mitochondria content. How much mitochondria do they have? And then after 8 weeks, they did the same. Now, white blood cells would be one of the easiest ways for you to check for mitochondria. And after 4 weeks, a disappointing nothing. Lowering sodium and fructose did nothing, but look at 8 weeks. The mitochondria exploded in the group that had lowered fructose and sodium. In fact, a 70-fold increase, which is amazing. So how does this happen? Why does this happen? They looked at the mechanism and they proposed that it might be because of a reduction in oxidative stress. Our body is exposed to free radicals and oxidative stress all the time, and fructose appears to increase that hazard. To check this, they looked at oxidative stress markers and found one of them decreased 52%. It was dinitrophenylhydrazine, and it decreased by a whopping 52%. Uric acid followed it with a 22% decrease. So lowering fructose had some significant benefits for the mitochondria. The lowering sodium, I don't think near as much. So to ramp up your mitochondria and energy, I want you to decrease the fructose intake that you have. And I want you to also use antioxidants because they protect your mitochondria. And if you want the best results ramping up your mitochondria and energy, check out the 7 Systems Plan for a great program.